Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Brandon again. I want to do a quick video today off of some stuff that was posted on social media. So if you follow me or any of the other home and garage gym channels, you've probably seen the fact that Rogue is coming out with their own combo rack. Now, for those that don't know what a combo rack is, it's the apparatus that's used in a lot of the IPF and USAPL and USPA powerlifting meets. It's basically an apparatus that allows you to squat and bench within it, and it allows for quick adjustments to vary heights and whatnot with a loaded barbell. So it's very handy in that case, and it's pretty much a small footprint, and it has built-in face savers for most cases for bench. So it's a really nice piece of equipment, one that a lot of people aspire to get one day, or if a gym has one, it's usually looked as a good thing because then again, it imitates what you'd see in competition. So I've been getting tagged a lot in this, and I actually shared something yesterday that Bill Henniger, who's the founder of Rogue, posted, which was kind of a little bit of a teaser, and I said, hey, this looks like a combo rack, and then today he went and posted a full picture of it and said they are prototyping it, which is awesome to see. You guys know I'm a big fan of Rogue and the stuff that they make. Yes, they are a very premium brand, but they tend to take products and either make them super heavy duty, like commercial grade feel at a lot lower cost than a commercial grade piece of equipment, or they improve upon design. So I'm really excited to see this. I know they've been talking about it for years, and a lot of people have been tagging me in it and asking what I think about it. And I will say this: I think it's awesome that they're doing it finally, because there's not a ton of great competition out there when it comes to the higher end combo racks. In most cases, you're looking at an Eleiko, an ER rack. Elite FTS has one. There's also some out by Texas Strength Systems, and there's also some less known brands out there and individual fabricators that can make them. I know there's one in Canada, Strong Arm Sport, that has a very competitive priced option, which is around like $1,000 or less. But for the most part, on the higher end, there's not much available, and I think it's about time that Rogue started to get more into this. I thought it would come a lot sooner, given the fact that they've been sponsoring a lot of USAPL meets. They've been obviously doing things like the Ohio Power Bar. They've been putting out their calibrated plates. So I think it was a matter of time. I just thought I would be sooner rather than later. That being said, again, I am excited that they're coming out with it. However, I don't think it's a good fit for most people who train in a home gym, and that's for a couple of reasons. Number one, they're not actually that safe. Now, I say that fully knowing that they use them in competition, but just know in competition, like for example, when you're squatting, anytime you're squatting over 500 pounds, you usually have 5 spotters. When you're benching, there's face savers, and there's also a couple of spotters as well. Usually, I think in this case, one on each side, and someone who hands off the bar, they could jump right back in and save you. So you always have someone there to help you out. Now, that being said, in the case of most people training at home, you're typically oftentimes training alone. Maybe you're training with a spouse, maybe with a friend, but I think for the most part, most of us train alone at home, so it doesn't really cater to failing. That being said, the face savers that are on there are meant for bench. I see a lot of people asking questions like, hey, if you can fail a squat in this, then I'd buy one for sure. I don't think that even Rogue's version, even though they tend to overbuild it, will be certified for failing a squat in it. And even if it was, I still wouldn't feel safe based off the initial design with the single post and then the flat face savers there. Because if you're squatting heavy and dropping a weight from any amount of distance, it's going to be a bad time. And that's why oftentimes when you use it in competition, there's plenty of people there to spot you. Now, there is a company out there, I want to say their name is Noble Vice, that actually offers a little bit different of a design, where they have a 2-post design for each face saver, which looks a lot more interesting. They're also longer, so you get more clearance in the front and the back. I believe that they said that those are rated to fail squats in. I haven't actually seen anybody do it, but it does look very interesting. Rogue's design is not currently like that, so I wouldn't feel safe failing a squat in there. Bench press, yeah, that's fine, because again, the face savers are there and they're adjustable, which is a huge benefit of having one of those combo racks. But generally, overall, I don't think the safety is there if you train alone. So again, I don't think they're a good fit for a home gym. Another big thing that I think that they're kind of missing the point on, at least from a home gym sense, is most times people try to maximize the footprint of the equipment they have in there and get the most use out of it. That's why a power cage, I think, is super versatile. Number one, it solves the problem of failing, because you can get pins, you can get safety straps like I have here, and you can pretty much fail any kind of lift in there, which is great. But also when you think about the other exercises that you can do, a combo rack, you can literally probably only bench and squat in. You can do overhead press, of course, as well, but you can't do pull-ups. You can't add on attachments like dips. Maybe in Rogue's version you can. I haven't seen them say that, but I doubt that they'll be able to do that, because I'm thinking that this is more geared towards use in competition and not for multiple uses at home. It doesn't have integrated plate storage like my current rack does, and it just doesn't offer the same amount of bang for your buck in terms of space. Now, speaking of bang for your buck, that brings up an interesting question about how much it's actually going to cost. And it's going to be interesting to see how Rogue prices it. I think if they're smart, they'll find a way to offer it around $2,000 or maybe even a little bit less. I say that because right now their biggest heavy-duty powerlifting rack is the RM6 that retails for just under $1,900. I think if they go well beyond that price, they're really pricing out a lot of people that would probably consider it. And that's not to say it still probably won't sell very well, because I think a lot of people who own gyms or run competitions here will likely still go for the Rogue version, because as mentioned previously, they tend to overbuild and improve upon a lot of things. But again, when you take a look at some of the competition, I think the ER rack, if you're going to get it here in the States, retails for around $3,000. I don't know what the Eleiko is offhand, but I want to say it's probably around that same price as the ER rack. The Elite FTS version, I think, is $2,700 something dollars. The Texas Strength System one is probably the cheapest out of all of the mainstream ones that I see, but even with shipping, you're probably talking about $1,800 to $1,900, and then when you start adding on other things, it gets more expensive. But with the Texas Strength System ones, I've really seen kind of hit or miss in some of the quality control because they are a smaller shop. I've seen some phenomenal work by them. I've also seen some iffy work by them, so that's something to take into consideration. So I think if Rogue really wants to blow this thing out of the water, which I'm sure they will do anyways with most of their products, but I think $2,000 is more of a sweet spot, in my opinion, if they can do it, which I think they can, and I'm hoping they will, but it wouldn't surprise me if it comes out at $3,000. But I would have a gut feeling that it's going to be more around $2,000, hopefully a little bit under, but we'll only have to wait and see. So those are my opinions on it. I think it's going to be awesome, as almost everything Rogue is. I think regardless of what it costs, it's going to be worth the price compared to what you get for it. But at the end of the day, if you're owning a home gym, I don't think it's a very viable option. I don't think it's the smartest option. Again, if you're trying to get the most bang for your buck or the most quality piece of equipment that you can do the most things on. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. In the meantime, as always, thanks for watching and stay big.